Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Dr. Nsan. I had the rare privilege of seeing three powerful stakeholders or players in the current administration. And this is my latest hobby, asking questions, starting conversations, and setting the record straight. To my left, I have the very distinguished veteran, Pastor Mrs. Afia. We've worked together for years. When you see her, you think of carnival. When you see her, you know tourism. She's very conversant with the tourism terrain, the carnival history of Cross River State, and that's one of our key identities in Cross River State. How you doing?
I'm good,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
know you were at the ranch recently, but I'm going to get to that. We need to know where we're going to have that conversation. And I have my brother, Honorable Nsui
Olga.
Oga, fondly called Ahmed, because he looks like a full man or Hausa man, either by complexion or structure. But today we want to talk about something. He's the DG of a maiden agency. An agency where Cross River State has been blessed in this regard, but we haven't necessarily made sense of it. What's the name of your agency again?
Hydrocarbon and Solid Mineral Development Agency.
Hydrocarbon and Solid Mineral Development Agency. It is a known fact that Cross River State is blessed with crystal stones,
Yes.
tourmaline, clear quartz, you name it. They are natural deposits in Cross River State. But do we talk about it enough? I don't think as much as we ought to talk about it. Have we made sense? This administration is doing its best to ensure that they can harness such potential. And then we have a very an agency I'm very passionate about. This is Dr. Yeah, Dr.
Effium.
Edu Efium, the DG of the Cross River State Climate Change
Council.
Cross River State Climate Change Council. It will shock you to know that if you say that we have over 50% of standing rainforest in Cross River State, about 50% of that, slightly over 50%, is deposited in Cross River State. These are global conversations, and today I call this one the dialogue as usual. You're going to be saying some prominent things. Now, Pastor Afia, carnival, we have pedigree, we have history, we've come from somewhere, and then there have been vicissitudes, ups and downs. We've had our own topsy-turvy here and there, but right now, where are we when it comes? I know that I grew up seeing the cable car, and if this cable car, the ranch resort was bubbly, we had so much that we could speak of. If this administration says that they want to invest their time, resources in continuity, is there any continuity highlight? Are we still attracting the kind of visitors we want to have? Government, multinationals, corporate organizations used to come to the ranch. To have conferences, international conferences at the TINAP, different places. So tell me, where are we with this story? You just came back from the ranch as well.
Yes, I actually I can say this today because the deputy governor has already said it at Obudu.
Yeah.
The ranch is going in for concessioning, and a multinational tourism company is taking over in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
And it's going to change the ranch 360 degrees.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have wildlife at the ranch, not just the cows and all those things you see, but I'm talking about a safari. A safari is going to be at the ranch, so you don't need to go anywhere else. Come to Cross River.
Sounds like a country on its own.
Telling you, that's what I told. You just said that I just came back from the ranch. Yes, we had defense attaches and their advisors, and also with their spouses, up the ranch and in Obudu. They were awed by what they saw. And they were like, how many people come here? We don't see enough of this. You mean this is in Nigeria? When you see things in pictures and see in videos, they are not as real as when you get there. And God, on the side of Cross River, when they came, it wasn't raining, but they could touch the clouds. They saw the clouds saw them, they walked through them. And everything, the secretary to the state government had told them that, as you go up, you're going to meet the Netherlands. You're going up the ranch, you're going to London. You're going up the ranch, you're going to Germany. You're going up the ranch, it kept mentioning nations. You're going to see Denmark. And true to type, they were awed. By the time we took them to the grotto, they didn't want to leave the grotto. They said, you mean this is in Nigeria? This is in Cross River? We said, well, we're not telling you tales. You've seen it. And they were able to stand on the hill and see Taraba and see Benue And anything Cameroons. So as I speak to you, in 2 weeks, I'm going to sign an agreement, and
Wow.
another company is taking over.
So another company is taking over. But in what you've said to me, I'd like to commend the SSG. That is the role every citizen will play, marketing Cross River State as it is. Speaking of the monumental blessing that Cross River State has and how the government is trying to harness it. So every Cross Riverian should sell Cross River State, the brand, to people on their social media platforms. Because look, we are naturally gifted and endowed. That is not in argument. Governments will come and go, but Cross River State will
Remains.
still be. And that is what we are supposed to say. Destination Cross River State.
That's
So,
one of the things I learned today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I must be deliberate in my
Exactly.
in marketing and in
Marketing.
speaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I must be deliberate.
Yes.
Being very proactive.
Yes. Okay, so quickly, let's come to hydrocarbon and solid minerals. I have seen, I know that there's a local government in Cross River State where I know there's colored tourmaline. Colored tourmaline is not very common, around, but Cross River State has it. You spoke, there's a lot of deposits in Cross River State.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell me there must be a reason why His Excellency set up an agency like this,
Yes.
hydrocarbon and solid minerals. Tell me
Yes.
about it.
We give all glory to His Excellency. Before he came into this government, there is this issue that Cross River State has been facing, that they have brought them out of oil producing state simply because of the fact that we lost 72 oil wells to Akwa Ibom State, we lost Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon, and then they feel that Cross River State doesn't have anything to offer again. And based on that narrative, we were taken out of oil producing state. But the governor, in his wisdom, he started wondering, can God not be fair to Cross River, that Cameroon nearby have oil, Akwa Ibom close by have oil, the Benue Truck have oil, and nearby, sister state have oil. What is wrong with Cross River? And he said, oh boy, sit down, let's look inward. You know a bit about this. How do we go about it? And then we discovered that there is a lot in Cross River. Apart from the one they say we lost. It will shock you to know that we have a lot of gas deposit in Cross River State. Odukpani gas field alone is one of the largest gas fields in Nigeria with 3.3 trillion cubic feet of gas.
So there's gas in Odukan.
A lot.
Gas that can be used by human beings and can make
Natural gas.
natural gas.
A lot. And then again, it's not only Odukpani. Every of the Ikorofion, Ikoreshid, all the Ikot you can think of, from Bakassi to Akankpa to this, they have deposit of gas and oil. And you also show
These are untapped potential.
untapped potential. If you go down our side, you move from Ikom to Goja. In Yache, Alifokpa area, we have about 70 billion cubic feet of gas underneath. And the governor just looked at it and said, okay, what do we do? I need a special agency that will come and take a look at the potential to have. Then in solid mineral, whichever kind of precious stone you think of, the 18 local government of Cross River State, there is no local government that does not have solid minerals in commercial quantity on tap. And so when the governor came, he set this agency up. We work with White Page Energy. They are consultants, and we started, first of all, going to revisit the cap wells. The cap wells were, opened in 1966 or 65, thereabout, by Shell. Shell sold it to Renaissance Oil in Rivers State. And then we have been working with them and also with the agencies in the federal that have concerns in this area. And so because of that, he has also have enough reason and enough data, enough resolve to open up the even lost oil wells to Akwa Ibom. That he even went up to the extent of bringing presidency back to know that it is for political reasons, not that Cross River State does not deserve that. And so that is ongoing. And then again, also, we are also bringing in investors to the state to see how they can invest in the gas deposit that Cross River has.
Fantastic. Investors to see how they can invest. We need to make sense of the gas deposit in Cross River State.
Yes.
But one thing you said that really catches my attention is that you're working side by side with the federal agencies, the federal bodies
Yes.
that should, because we must do it and do it
Yes,
right. And
yeah.
of course, this is a very development partners can come in here, investment. There's a lot that can happen in this regard.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that, look, you make a good job out of that agency.
Yeah.
Yes, we hold you to that. And we believe that since we have the capacity and the potential, you'll be able to make sense
And the
of it.
governor is
The
also
the governor has
working,
the
he's
wheel.
cooperating.
Good,
Where
fantastic.
I want to slack down, he will drag me.
So the governor drags you on.
Yes, he drags me.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, he does.
He's the one that calls you.
Yes.
As I speak to you last
calls.
week, he had to call the Carnival cluster. He said, "Hey, Carnival is almost here. What's happening? I need to know what's happening. Update me, and let's start work immediately."
Fantastic.
So he's the one that drags. He's the one that pulls you. He says, "No, there's no darling. We need to move. We need to get this done ahead of time."
Wow. This is interesting. Climate change. Let's talk about climate. This is a conversation that has been on administration in, administration out.
Yeah.
But Cross River State has what it takes.
Exactly.
For development partners.
Yeah.
You name it. We have some of the finest. It was working with you people that I remember the word Avinja Gabonensis. So
Yeah, that's the bush mango.
Yes,
the commonly
yes,
known
the
bush
common-
mango. All
So
right.
tell me, where are we?
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me come in from the perspective that has already been placed on the table, the tourism, the great tourism potential we have, starting from Obudu, and then the gas reserve. So the Climate Change Council was constituted by His Excellency, backed by the climate change law, which is domiciled from the National Climate Change Act. And Cross River State is the very first state to have that legal framework for deploying nature-based and infrastructure-based solution to address the issue of climate change, in the area of mitigation and adaptation. Okay, so now, if you look at Cross River State, right from the Budu Hills down to the mangroves, there's immense renewable potential. Immense renewable potential. And right now, as we speak, Cross River State has been able, working with UNIDO, we've been able, you can agree with me that one of the biggest constraints in fully operationalizing the ranch has been power. Yes, and so we are looking just beyond the grid. We're going off grid to be able to deploy small hydropower in Obudu. A feasibility study has been done, and right now we are in the contracting phase. All right, working, and UNIDO has given a lot of support to the state, and very soon the Obudu Small Hydro will be commissioned, and that is to fully save the ranch and other small businesses around. Not only Obudu, there's feasibility study on Agbokim waterfalls and also on the Kwa Falls. So we have all that potential, and that is what the council is doing in collaboration with the line ministry to make sure that we harness these potentials in the state. And when he talked about the rich gas deposit, now in the transition to net zero, the NDC has the target of 3.5, the 3.5 NDC, that has the target of meeting net zero at 2060. Cross River State sets the bar by aiming to meet net zero at 2048 instead of 2060. All right, sorry. So we're working.
So we are ahead. We are working.
Exactly. And Cross River State has been ahead in so many things. Cross River State is the first state, the first subnational government in Nigeria that is a member of the GCF, the Governor's Climate and Forest Task Force. And through them, we've been able to equip the GIS lab in forestry. So we export our expertise in carbon measurements, so we can ascertain and say this is the quantity of underground carbon storage in this particular area, and we've been able to take this out to Osun State, so they look up to Cross River State for that expertise. And very soon,
you see, I'm having goosebumps.
Yes.
So we don't just have the natural resource, we have the expertise.
Exactly.
So that means Cross River State can service Nigeria in this regard.
For that, we are top notch on that, on forest inventory and carbon evaluation, the MRV. Cross River State is number one, and every state will agree with what I'm saying. We just in the last 2024, we're in Oshun. I took my team to Oshun, and we helped them to do the carbon inventory in that place.
No, no. I personally, I'm not even going to argue with you, because you know that we know that these things have been, we know that we have that capacity. But
Yeah.
to see that we have added a technical face to
Exactly.
it, we have been able to harness.
Exactly.
What we have to
Yeah.
you can have all of these.
Yeah.
It will be painful to say that we have the natural resource and we lack the capacity, to work with it. Another person, but that within the state,
Yeah.
we have the technical know-how
Exactly.
to grace Nigeria with this kind of service. Is fantastic.
Exactly, and very soon Cross River State will be among the state that is deploying EVs in mass transit. As I speak to you now, the governor and Insect Transport has just signed an agreement to deploy mass transit both intra-city, interstate, and intrastate.
Fantastic.
So that we are in there, and I just announced, Governor Otu, because of our footprints in the climate space, Governor Otu, Cross River State Governor, was among the three governors, just the three subnational leaders. One was from Mini Gracios, the largest state in Brazil, and one the region in France, to have a one-on-one dialogue with the UN Secretary General, and they just concluded climate change, London climate change, and he was invited. We didn't solicit, we didn't struggle for it, to the Chatham House.
The place was earned.
Yes.
The place was earned.
So, and one of the outcomes of it is that we just received a grant to develop and launch the first carbon transition plan for the state, and we are
Fantastic.
on it currently.
Now, a carbon
Thank you.
transition plan. Now,
Yeah.
listen, governments come and go.
Yeah.
When a government is not interested in a particular area, that area may suffer a great punch, a great deficit in support, and all of that. But when there's a government in place that looks at this and says, now we need to ride in this direction, I think it's highly commendable. Now, it is highly commendable. The facts are there. You can get to, where's your office located?
We
Are you still
on
at the
third
forestry?
floor. We are on the third floor of the state library.
Okay, third floor of the state library.
Yeah,
These are
the
facts.
Climate Change Council and the Green Economy Commission.
Climate Change Council and the Green Economy Commission.
And we also work with the Blue Economy
Okay.
Commission, the special advisor to the governor on Blue Economy.
So if you're in Cross River State, please, whatever
Stop
it is
by.
right now, please stop by. You can stop by, but more than that, information has now gone digital. Please do us the favors of making sure that we get communication digitally, online. We take advantage of all the tools available so that, and when these tools are available, please, the citizens, particularly Cross Riverians, you are the greatest marketers of the state, Cross River State. I want you to please make sure you drop your hashtags, hashtag destination Cross River. There's a lot in Cross River State, and we are finding out, and we want to put it out. And of course, His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State, well done. Keep putting your energy and your gusto and your wisdom into all of these areas, because Cross River State must take its place in the pride of states and subnationals. Thank you very much.